All right, so welcome back to another day of decluttering. And today we're doing foundations. This one's gonna be a little bit different than I feel like most of my declutters have been, just because there are so many foundations that I think are just like too dark, like especially with 2020 and like never leaving my house. I am so much lighter than I've ever been. So I feel like a lot of these foundations are just gonna be too dark. So I'm going to be having a pile for keep, obviously, and a pile for declutter, but I'm also gonna have a middle pile for one last chance. And I feel like that's where the majority of these products are going to end up, is I just need one final chance to try them and, you know, wear them for a day, maybe two, and just decide if either the color's wrong, I'm just going to get rid of it, or if I can tweak it easily, maybe I'll keep it, or if I don't like the formula, I'm just going to get rid of it. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't usually have 3 piles, but we're going to do that for today's video. If that would be interesting to see, I don't know if a video showing all of the one last chance foundations would be fun for me to document me wearing them every day and then sharing with you guys if I ended up liking or keeping them or not. I don't know if that would be fun, but let me know if you would like to see that. But yeah, these are all of my foundations, and they also include stick foundations and then BB tinted moisturizer-ish products. Speaking of which, I think I have a couple more tinted moisturizers. One moment. Okay, yes, these two are also tinted moisturizers technically. I keep them over with my moisturizers because they're so lightly tinted. I don't really see them as like tinting color-wise, that like they really do act, in my opinion, more like a moisturizer. So I have them separate, but I will include them here because I have other tinted moisturizers. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in and get into this pile and decide what I'm keeping, what I'm decluttering, and what gets one final chance. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and do my Instagram shout out for today. And for today, I'm going to be highlighting this commenter from my most recent Instagram post. They left this really sweet comment and it just stood out to me and I really do appreciate it. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to comment on my posts over on Instagram. I really do appreciate it. And you are my Instagram shout out for today. Okay, so let's just start here because these two products I just pulled, as I said, I really do see these more as just moisturizers, so I don't really keep them with my foundations. But anyway, with that said, I'm going to be keeping both of these. I really do enjoy both of these products, this one especially in the summer, and honestly this one too because it has just as much SPF, but I do like this. It's a matte tint, so on the days when I'm not wearing anything and I want my oils to kind of be kept in control, I feel like this one I get very oily throughout the day and this one I don't, so it just depends on what I want, but I like them both, so I'm keeping both of them. Okay, these 4 I'm just gonna show them all together because it feels a little bit like a cheat, but these are actually all new to my collection and I'm still in the process of trying them out and getting my thoughts on them. So obviously I'm not gonna be decluttering them because I still haven't decided how I like it. Kind of first impressions, I really enjoyed this, really like this. The EXA, I'm just 50-50 on. It's not exactly my right shade. I wish I could exchange it, but I don't know if I can, if my Ulta carries it. If they do, I'd like to exchange it, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. And then this one, I've only tried it twice, I think, but it was very thick, so I need to try different ways of using these. But anyway, all 4 of these, yes, I can count. All 4 of these are staying because they're new to me and I'm still testing them out. Something I am okay letting go of though is the Absolute Cover Foundation from Ofra Cosmetics. I was never a fan of it. I kept trying to like it, but it was such a sheer coverage product, but it still gave a lot of coloring, and also the coloring that it gave me wasn't really mine. It always just looked off on my skin, and then the wear time I was never crazy about it. So overall, I just felt like this was a weird foundation that I never enjoyed, so no point in keeping it, going to declutter. Okay, so this is a foundation I have a really hard time with because I remember enjoying this, but obviously like this, you see the coloring? I am so pale right now that I just feel like this isn't going to work, but I'm going to put this in the one last chance and I'm going to see how difficult or how finicky it would be for me to just add some whitener, because I do have a whitener, and if it's not too tricky to lighten it or take too much whitener to lighten it, then I could use it or at least try it and see if I want to continue using, because like I said, I remember enjoying this. It's just been so long, so I don't want to totally get rid of it until I've given it one final chance, so that's where it's going. Okay, Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream. This is a BB cream that's honestly like super high coverage. Like it, you know, think of It Cosmetics high coverage, but I don't know if that'll match me anymore. Again, I just don't know. I really did enjoy this, but because it's so full coverage, that should work. I think it's fine. Anyway, I really did enjoy it. I like the BB coverage aspect of it, and I like that it's more full coverage. So it honestly, like whenever I wear this, I kind of treat it just like a foundation. But anyway, all that to say, I'm going to keep it hopefully, especially in the summer. Maybe I'll get out and go to the pool a little bit more or just be outside when my kids are playing. I don't know. Anyway, gonna keep it. My L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear, definitely not going anywhere. I really enjoy this foundation just for the wear time and how thin it feels and like almost not there it feels on my face, but also too, it is much better of a match for me. I know it doesn't look too much for my hands because they're very pink, but my face is not pink at all. Honestly, it has an olive tone to it, so this always matches me perfectly, and I enjoy my foundations to be a little bit light, so when I go overboard with my bronzer, I don't look crazy. So anyway, keeping. This is something I need to stick in the one more chance, one final chance, whatever you want to call it, pile, because I just can't remember my thoughts on it. And I don't know, I just remember always feeling so-so. And at this point, I feel like, you know, with foundations, I either need to enjoy it and want to reach for it, or, you know, if it's just so-so, I just can get it out of my makeup collection, basically. So I'm going to give this one final chance and see if I enjoy it and see if it's even the right color for me. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like for 2020, I was trying to reach back more for my foundations that I had, and I feel like every time I thought like, oh, I should grab this, I would either choose something else, or I think the one time maybe that I pulled it in, I didn't even use it. I don't know. I just feel like I pass over it. So I need to give it another chance and decide if I want to keep it. So it's going in the one final chance pile. This is also going to go in the one final chance. I feel like I didn't really like it, but I want to give it, again, one final chance just to make sure. I feel like I remember it being thick and heavy, but I just need to give it another try. So it's going in that pile. I'm pretty sure I'm going to declutter this, but to be fair, I do want to give it one final chance. I can't remember my thoughts on it. I don't even know if this is available anymore. Is this still sold? I don't even know. I used a little bit. You see that little thing? Anyway, I need to give it a final shot and see what I think about it. And if it's too heavy coverage, I feel like I enjoy nice coverage, but I don't like heavy and thick feeling on my face. It's just, I don't know. Especially being in Florida, it's so humid down here. Anything like super heavy just looks 10 times worse by the end of the night when my oils break through. So I like lighter things that will just mesh with the foundation and give me a glowy look instead of just an oil slick cakey mess. So giving this one more chance, but I feel like I'm going to declutter it at the end. This is the Pretty Fresh from ColourPop. I enjoy it. I use it a lot. This is something I like to use when I don't really want any makeup, though I will say as I try more tinted moisturizers, kind of like the ColourPop one, I feel like there are definitely better ones. Like I don't think this looks the best on my skin, but it's so light coverage that I just kind of treat it like a moisturizer and use it on the days when I'm not, you know, doing anything to my face. Maybe just a little bit of powder and it works. But anyway, it's great. It does give a little bit of coverage, but you know, I don't know. I'm just not sure it's like amazing, but it works for now. I do enjoy using it, so I'm going to keep it. This is CoverGirl's Clean Matte BB Cream. I really do like this. I've been enjoying it. The one thing though is this is too dark for me. This is light medium 530. I need to get the light version because whenever I wear this, as much as it looks very nice on my skin and light and it doesn't feel cakey, it looks like I have a mask on because it's too dark for me. So I need to get a lighter shade. But before I declutter this to get the lighter shade, I need to make sure the lighter shade isn't too light because I may have to mix the two. But even if I do have to mix the two, it'll be worth it because this just looks so nice on my skin. I really do enjoy it, and I do have oily skin, so I just feel like it just works really well with my oils throughout the day. So definitely keeping, but if the lighter version is like a perfect match for me, I will declutter this. Okay, this is the True Blend Matte Made Foundation. Does anyone remember that? Do I have more than one? No, I just had the one. This is too dark for me. Like, do we see that? So I'm just gonna get rid of it. And also, I remember not really enjoying it. I feel like it was a little, I don't know. I'm so foggy on my memory of this. I don't want to throw something out there that isn't right, but I don't remember having great thoughts of it. But regardless, that's not matching me anymore, so I'm just decluttering it. This is another foundation that I almost want to just declutter, but I'm going to give it one final shot. Let me see how dark it is. Need to put it somewhere else. I don't know. I feel like that is just way too dark. It's right there. I'm just going to declutter. I'm not a fan of Morphe anyway. I think I remember it just being so-so, and yeah, it's probably too dark, so decluttering. Oh, the Double Wear from Estee Lauder. I'm going to put this in one more try. I don't often want to have like such full coverage that I need something this intense, like this thick feeling on my face. So I feel like I can declutter this, but I want to give it one more shot just to make sure because I do remember, why is this going out of focus? I'm sorry. Anyway, I do remember really, really loving this. So I'm going to give it one more chance and then decide from there if I want to declutter it. Okay, next we have the Maybelline, Super Stay. Yep, Super Stay Foundation. This is another really nice one. I like it. It's like a heavy coverage version of the L'Oreal Infallible, the one I kept at the beginning. So I really do enjoy this. It's definitely a little bit more full coverage, and I prefer it with a sponge because otherwise it gets a little too thick and like heavy feeling for me. But regardless, I do enjoy this, so keeping it. CoverGirl Outlast All Day Stay Fabulous. I'm going to give this one more shot. I feel like I remember enjoying it, and it also is very light, so I feel like it'll probably match me now. But I don't know. I don't remember how thick feeling it feels, so I don't know if I'll like it now. But I'm going to give it one more shot and decide from there. This is a foundation I have tried to love, and I don't know, I struggle, so I'm just going to declutter it. I've tried so many times. Every time I wear it, I feel like I'm wearing a mask, and it feels very light on my face, but it just doesn't look good, especially once my oils come through. So as much as I want to make it work, as much as I hate that I paid full price for this and I don't like it, I'm just going to declutter it. No sense keeping something that I don't enjoy. I remember thinking this was super, super thick, but I kind of want to give it another shot because I don't really remember, and maybe if I use a sponge it'll be better. So I'm going to put the Juvia's Place I Am Magic foundation also in my give it one more chance pile. And while we're on Juvia's Place, here are their sticks. I am not a stick person. I just never think to use sticks is my problem. And that also looks way too dark. I think I used it and it wasn't the right match, so I was like, oh, maybe I can use it as a contour, which I never did. This shade, which is Bolivia, kind of looks like it'll be for me. That even looks a little too yellow, golden, but maybe blended in. That could be for me. I don't know. I'm going to put this, the Bolivia one, in one more chance and give it a try, but I'm definitely going to declutter Manila. I never cream contour. I don't know why I kept it around so long. The problem I have is I just don't think to reach for stick foundations, and I don't like the tugging aspect that a stick foundation gives you, and then once you apply it, you have to just tug at your skin to disperse it and get it evenly blended out, so I just don't like that, so that's why I tend to never use sticks, but gonna give it one more chance and decide from there. While we're on the stick foundations, might as well, I don't remember what I thought about the Hello Happy. I'm going to put this in one more chance. That's so sad. I feel like I reviewed this not too long ago and I literally can't remember. But I'm going to put this in one more chance and I'll probably, let's see, going to declutter the Makeup Forever because I feel like it's just eons old and that's kind of just weirds me out. As well as this glow stick. I want to say this is 2 years. This is from Glow Skin Beauty. I mean, can I open it? I want to say this is oh my goodness, 2-3 years old, but I remember really not liking it, so I don't know why I kept it. So I'm going to declutter the Glow Skin Beauty and the Makeup Forever, and then I'm going to stick this Benefit Hello Happy in with the One Last Chance, and I'll probably decide between that one and the Juvia's Place and just keep one, because I don't need to have that many stick foundations in my collection when I don't enjoy using them. Ooh, this is a keep. Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. I really do enjoy this foundation. I think it might be a little dark for me, which will be sad, but I'm definitely going to keep it. I've used up quite a bit. I just remember really enjoying how this looked on my skin and how it lasted throughout the day and the coverage it gave me without being cakey, so keeping. So this is one that I could never get my perfect shade in. I think I took it back and tried to get a different shade originally when it happened, and then it matched me in like the summer, but now that I'm so pale and then after 2020 hit, I know this isn't gonna match me. Like I can even show you. It's just gonna be so dark, and I want to say it oxidizes. I forget exactly, but I feel like I remember that. Anyway, part of me wants to give it one more chance, but the other part of me is just like, why try? But I'm gonna give it one more chance. I mean, I feel like with this, it's not really sanitary to give it to anyone because it's the doe foot applicator, so like my skin's all in there, you know, it's been transferred many times. So I'm gonna give this one more shot, see if it color matches me, see if I like it, and then I'll decide from there if I want to get rid of it. Ooh, Dermablend Flawless Creator Multi-Pigment Liquid Drops. I really like this for mix-in because if you have a very light coverage but you just want a touch more coverage, I would drop like one of these into the foundation or the BB cream or whatever, and it would just give you such a flawless coverage. I love it. It's a little much, or you just have to be super careful if you use it by itself because it is so pigmented, but as a mix-in, I love it. This is definitely very, very dark, so I don't know how much use I'll get of it, but I'm going to keep it because I would like to have it on hand, you know, to compare and whatnot. And who knows, maybe one day I'll get dark enough to use this, but I don't know, maybe I can use it for my super pale foundations like that CoverGirl one, and maybe that'll work. But anyway, you guys don't care about that. Just all you guys care about is if I'm keeping it or not, and yes, I'm gonna keep it. Okay, this is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I really did enjoy this, especially if I was very careful to apply not too much, because if I go too heavy with this, it can just look very mask-like, but I do enjoy it when I'm careful with it, so I'm gonna keep. And the final foundation, this is the one I've been hemming and hawing about. I wasn't a fan of this. As much as I tried to be, I just wasn't. So, I don't know, I feel like I should give it another try. I'm going to put this in one more try and decide how bad it is. Like if it's just that it's, you know, more of a full coverage and I don't like full coverage every day, that might be one thing. But if I just hate how it sits on my skin throughout the day, then I think I'll get rid of it. So, giving this guy one last shot. Okay, so I had to zoom out halfway through because I couldn't fit them all, but here we have 7 that I'm getting rid of. We have 11 that is in the maybe pile, and then we have 14 that is in the keep pile. So yeah, definitely keeping way more than I'm getting rid of, and it's a little unsatisfactory because you don't know which ones of these I'm keeping or decluttering, but yeah, I'm gonna just have to test these out and see. I could be getting rid of all of these and then that'd be a lot, but definitely getting rid of 10, that is something, and I'm going to focus on these and give them 1 or 2 last chances and then decide if they are worth keeping, if I'm okay with the formula, or if I'm just over it being way too dark for me, what have you. Like I said, let me know if you'd like to see an updated video with all of these and letting you guys know my final review, and if I decide to keep it or drop it, that could be a fun video. But yeah, that's the foundations. Let's go ahead and move over to concealers. Okay, so here is what we have for concealers. I'm just going to go ahead and throw right out there. These are in my current Shop My Stash, so that's why I'm keeping them a little bit separated. The Benefit Boing and the Kevyn Aucoin, I'm still reviewing. The Dose of Colors, I am currently testing. I feel like I really love it, but I want to give it a few more tries before I say that. And then this is the Catrice, what is it, the Liquid Camouflage. I really love that. So all of these 4 definitely keeping. I'm going to go ahead and put them back into my everyday makeup drawer before I forget. And let's move on to this pile. Okay, this is the first one I'm definitely going to just get rid of because I feel like I've given this so many second chances, and I pull it into my, makeup routine, my Shop My Stash, and every time I use it, I'm never really happy with how it looks, so I'm just going to declutter and stop trying so hard. These 2 from the Milani line, the Retouch and Erase and Conceal and Perfect, are very different shades for starters, but I absolutely love them. This one is a bit dark for me for just my complexion, but it's so light coverage, I get away with it, and whenever I do repurchase it, I'm just going to get a lighter shade. But I absolutely love these 2, this one for very light coverage days and this one for more full coverage days. They're really nice formulas, don't really crease on me, and yeah, definitely keeping. This is the e.l.f. concealer. This is not the hydrating version. I don't remember really enjoying this, and so I'm just going to get rid of it. I don't want to really try and see if it works. I never really think to reach for it. I never really like to reach for it. I don't like really thick and heavy concealers these days, so I am going to declutter. Also too, as much as I really do enjoy this for the very full coverage days, I just don't think to use it, and I don't like going through the trouble that I have to go through to use this because you have to like warm up the formula or it's really thick and hard to move around, so I'm just going to go ahead and declutter this. Okay, this is the Power Play Concealer, goes along with the foundation I just decluttered, and I'm going to go ahead and declutter this as well because as much as I wish this would work, again, I tried so hard to make this work, but I never could, so I'm just going to stop trying and I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. I remember enjoying this more than the foundation, so I'm going to hold on to it a little bit longer and use it some more. I've only used it the one time I originally reviewed it, and I haven't really gone back to it, so I want to give it a few more tries and just keep it longer, so going to keep this. Oh, Tarte Shape Tape. I feel like I keep this just for nostalgia, which is kind of silly on a liquid product that goes bad, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I never think to use this. I never like to use this on my under eyes. I tend to use it when I want like a concealed base, but I have so many other products that I use for that now that I'm just going to get rid of this. I bought this when it originally came out. I don't want to use this anymore, so decluttering. Oh, my Naked Skin, I'm so sad. They discontinued this. It's absolutely fantastic. I think this was my second or third tube, maybe just second tube, I can't even remember, but I bought this on a whim as a backup, and then they discontinued it when I was like pregnant with my son and sick, and I didn't even realize it to get more. So this is my final tube, and I'm definitely going to hold on to it and continue using it until it goes bad or I finish this because I really did enjoy this formula. It was fantastic. I honestly can't remember what I thought about this. I'm so bad, like my memory's so bad that I look at this and I'm just like blank. I feel like it was super full coverage, but it was okay. Should I keep it? Should I keep it? That is the question. I'm going to keep it and give it a few more tries, and then I decide if I want to declutter it from there, but I don't remember enough of it. I can't remember, so I'm going to hold on to it and keep it for now. And last up is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I think the like formula is going bad. This is an older tube, or I just don't like this formula anymore. Not really sure which it is, but the last time I used it, A, it was a little dark for me. B, I wasn't crazy about how it blended out, which might have something to do with like a formula change. And then C, I wasn't impressed with the wear, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Like I said, it could be formula or just my preferences have changed, but no sense keeping it. I did use a good bit, like look at all that, but going to declutter. Okay, so here's where we're at for concealers. I ended up getting rid of 6 concealers that are mostly going in the trash because they're all old, and then keeping 9 of them, which 2 of them are new, but keeping 9 of them. So yeah, not really half and half, didn't get rid of a ton, but I got rid of the ones that I don't want to use, and I kept the ones that I either really enjoy using or I want to use some more to kind of solidify and, confirm my thoughts on them. So that is the intent of this declutter. So yeah, that is my concealers. Let's go ahead and go on to my face powders. Okay, I knew I was gonna forget. These are in my everyday makeup drawer. Let's go ahead and go over them first. We have this press powder from Makeup Revolution, definitely keeping. We have Menagerie's Camouflage Loose Powder, definitely keeping. I have this Ofra Banana Powder that I'm testing, so I'm gonna keep for now. I'm not sure I like it. I used it once, it wasn't a good experience. Anyway, and then I have the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I'm gonna be keeping all of these because I enjoy them. And last up, this is from, I wanna say Manna Kadar, and it broke, and I'm not rough with my makeup, so I was trying to test this really thorough to see if I enjoyed it, but since it broke, it's just annoying, honestly, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Like, why am I holding on to this when I have all of these I could use instead? So going to declutter. Okay, let's pick out some favorites, and I know I'm not decluttering. The Hourglass Mineral Veil Powder is absolutely beautiful. I think I've got halfway done. I do not look forward to the day when this is absolutely gone, but I do enjoy this powder. Absolutely, definitely not getting rid of. Maybelline Fit Me, another powder that I love. I'm getting pretty low on it too, if I remember right. Like, yeah, it's getting down there. Yeah, we don't have much left. So definitely keeping this, and this is definitely going to be repurchased whenever I do finish this. This is the number 7 pressed powder. This is, if I had to pick my number 1 favorite pressed powder to set my under eyes from the drugstore, it is this one. This is my second container of it because I love it so much. So very obviously not getting rid of it. I've already had pan, and I need to pick up another one so I have a backup. And hopefully number 7 never gets rid of this because I love having it always in my collection. Here's something I'm going to go ahead and declutter. This is that, what was it called? The Hydra Mist. Within a month of me having this, the whole cooling aspect of it, because it was supposed to like, ooh, feel cool when you put it on. Yeah, that went away entirely. And so it's just honestly annoying that it's not cool anymore. And also, as you can see, it's so hard to get the cover open and it makes such a mess. So anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of it. I remember it just being an average, like, okay powder, nothing crazy bad about it, but nothing that stood out. And so since it's not even cooling anymore, it's like, what's the point? Okay, I didn't put that on right. But anyway, I'm decluttering this. Ooh, this is from Ciate. What is this called? Everyday Vacay Setting Powder. I think I got it in a BoxyCharm. I remember enjoying it. I'm going to keep it and use it a couple more times. It's definitely a very white powder, so I have to be careful that I don't get like super white under eyes, but I remember enjoying it, so going to keep it. Oh, on the heels of that though, I also have this Derma Blend. I do enjoy this one. I remember I haven't really reached for a white setting powder in so long, but I'm going to keep this. Okay, this is the NARS. What is it even called? Translucent Crystal Powder. I've had this for so long. I bought it because I felt like I was hearing so many glowing reviews of this. And I thought if I got this powder that any concealer I used or all my concealers from then on would never crease under my eyes, and then they still creased. So, I mean, it's a great powder, not saying it's not, but I think I hyped it up too much in my head to be like solving all the problems when it comes to my creasy under eyes. And it's just, I have a lot of lines under my eyes, so they're always gonna crease. Anyway, I'm just gonna declutter it because it's actually not my favorite. It has a lot of glitter in it, which just, I mean, yes, maybe it's great to like deflect from all the creasing under your eyes, but I just don't like having a lot of sparkle under my eyes, and it just annoys me whenever I notice that my under eyes are sparkly. So as much as I like hyped and saved for this for so long, and now that I have it, I'm just like, meh. I don't want to keep it if I don't enjoy using it, and I don't enjoy using it. Like, I have to make myself use it, and that's just kind of silly when I have so many other products, like I said, so I'm gonna declutter this. Ooh, Pretty Vulgar. This is a setting powder. The Powder Room, I really did enjoy this. It's a nice fine powder. It has its own annoying little puff, but it's a nice powder. It's kind of more of a warm toned, which I enjoy. I enjoy when they're not super duper white just because it's easier to not do an oopsie. Anyway, gonna hold on to this. Also gonna hold on to this. This is from Cover FX, the Perfect Setting Powder. I heard so many people raving about it. I remember really enjoying it, but I need to reach for it and use it more consistently to kind of get a really good feel for it. But anyway, gonna keep it. Ooh, this is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation, the powder foundation. I remember not really being crazy about it, if I remember right. I can't remember. I have such a bad memory, y'all. I feel so bad. But should I keep it? Should I not? I'm gonna give it one final chance, so I'm gonna keep it, and then if I don't like it the next time I reach for it, that'll be the nail in the coffin. This I am going to go ahead and get rid of. This is the Aqua Insurance from JCat Beauty. I did not like this, and it was also super duper pale, but they only had like 2-3 shadows. Ooh, actually, did I hit pan? I know this is kind of wasteful, but like, I think I did. Oh yeah, that's pan. I scratched it. Okay, sorry. I didn't realize I used it that often. And I mean, thinking back, I didn't use it that often, so it's like, how much product is in here? Anyway, it's too easy to get too cakey with this powder, so since I'm keeping 2 other ones, there's no need to keep this. It's very pale on my skin. I had to work too hard to like warm it up, and they just don't have a lot of options. At least the last time I looked at Ulta. They probably have more now, but they only had 4 when I bought this, so I picked this one, which was in Ivory, and it was just too pale. So anyway, I'm getting rid of it. Okay, this is from Juvia's Place. This is the I Am Magic Setting Powder in White Sands. I'm going to keep it and hold on to it. I feel like I remember enjoying this for the days when I did like my tinted moisturizers that like give hardly any coverage. And then I like to set it with this so it wasn't sticky because it gives just a tint of cover, but not too much, and it doesn't look too cakey. So I'm going to hold on to it. This I'm just going to get rid of. This is the Makeup Forever powder, micro finish powder. I never think to use it, and whenever I pull it and put it in my drawer, I never reach for it. So as much as there's not that much left, it's like, why am I making myself use it if I don't want to? So decluttering. This I'm also going to declutter. This is the Derma E Sun Protection Mineral Powder. I like the product. I don't think the product is terrible, but the way of applying it is atrocious. Like this little flimsy brush, it was terrible. I just don't like that. So I'm not going to figure out a way to use this and like, you know, unscrew it and use it from there. It's just too much of a hassle to use. I have other powders I enjoy, so I'm going to declutter this. Okay, this is my Airspun, Coty Airspun. I used to swear by this back in the day, and then more recently I used this whenever I don't really do it anymore, but I did do eye swatches, but I really haven't used it on my whole face in forever, so I need to pull that back out. Definitely not getting rid of, because if I ever do eye swatches again for palettes, then I would definitely reach for this. But yeah, this is a great one. It smells very, very strong, but if you don't mind that, it's a great powder, I remember. Okay, and then finally is the Bare Minerals Matte. See, the problem I have with loose foundations is I feel like, I don't know if it's the way I apply it, but they always end up throughout the day turning splotchy on me, and it's so very annoying. So I feel like I should just get rid of this, but I kind of want to give it another shot. You know what, I'm just going to keep it and give it another shot. I already paid for it. It's already, you know what, actually, I think it's too dark for me. Okay, that might be the seal the deal for me. Let me see. Okay, it doesn't look, actually, it rubs in a lot lighter than it does than it looks. Okay, I'm gonna keep it then, and I'm gonna give it a couple more tries, and if I don't want to reach for it, if it continues to be very splotchy on me when I apply it, then I will declutter it. Okay, I knew I wasn't going to do good with this one. I ended up only decluttering 6 and keeping 15 if I counted right. But yeah, did not do well on here, but at least everything here I'm either going to give a couple more tries before I decide if I want to get rid of them, or I really enjoy them and I enjoy putting them in my rotation, and I go through powders fairly frequently, and some of these are on their last leg anyway. So yeah, that is my powder declutter. Let's go ahead and move on to my primers. I had to zoom back out for this, but these are all my primers, and I'm someone who, especially these days, I tend to not use primers, so there's no reason for me to have this many. So let's dive in and cut this down. First up, the Catrice Prime and Fresh It Up. Definitely keeping this. Really enjoy this. Great for like everyday just moisturizer, but also really nice as a primer. This is my Dermalogica Hydra Blur Primer. This as a blurring primer that actually, why am I going out of focus? Sorry. Works really, really well. Definitely keeping it, and it's one of those, I don't tend to want to blur, like I don't really care to blur my pores all that often, but when I do, this is the one I think to grab. With that said, I feel like there's no point in keeping these two because, like I said, if I'm going to do a pore minimizing primer, it's the Dermalogica one. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these two. I never really noticed that. I mean, yes, they do a little bit. I never really noticed them doing a ton. So I'm going to declutter it. Like I said, I prefer the Dermalogica one. I don't need that many pore filling primers because I rarely do fill my pores. So decluttering. Which, by the way, I totally forgot this was in my everyday makeup drawer, but this is a Poreless Putty Primer. I'm going to keep for now because I am currently testing it, but the first time I tried it, I really felt like it didn't do anything, but I want to give it another shot, so gonna try it another month. If it doesn't do anything, though, I will be decluttering it because I wasn't impressed the first time. Also, forgot this. I'm currently testing it. This is an oil, priming oil, so sorry. I'm pretty sure I'm going to declutter it after this because I've used it a couple times and it just messed up my makeup big time, but I want to give it a try. Let me know if you have any recommendations on how to keep my camera in focus, but on how to use priming oils because it was a oily mess the first couple times I used it. I'm going to declutter both of these, mainly because they're honestly pretty darn old. I got them in PR, and I think I stopped getting PR from Smashbox in like 2017, 2016, so they're pretty old, and I never think to use them, and they're just okay. They're primers that I feel like I use, but I don't see that big a difference, so it's kind of like, why do I keep it? So I'm going to just declutter them. This is a color neutralizing one from CoverGirl. I'm just going to declutter it because I never think I need to color, to color correct anything, and I never want to. I never think to reach for a primer for that, so it just doesn't, there's no reason for this to be in my collection, so decluttering. This is the All Nighter Base Primer. This is a sticky primer or gripping primer, and I want to try it a couple more times and really figure out if I want to keep a sticky primer, a gripping primer, so holding on to this for now. These two though, I'm definitely going to get rid of. This is the Catrice 1 a Minute Face Perfector, and then Illumimatte from Butter London, a blurring skin tint. This definitely is very luminizing and very slick feeling, kind of that blurring feel. And then this, it's again, slick feeling, very oily looking. I didn't really enjoy either one of these on my face. I'm not someone who wants to put a ton of glow underneath my foundation when I do my face because I just get so oily by the end of the day. So they're just products I never think to use, never want to use, so no reason to keep them. Okay, this is the Pacifica Cherry Matte Mattifying Primer. You know, while we're talking about this, let's go ahead and just grab all the mattifying primers because it's a little crazy. Yeah, I don't need all of these. I'm going to keep the Step 1 because I do remember really enjoying that. And I want to try this summer. This is the only one I'm kind of like, well, should I keep it to give it a try? But no, I got these two that I really do enjoy. I don't need to try another one. I don't know. I'm not big into primers like I was saying, so almost don't feel like I need to keep both of these, but is this even... I've used a good bit, so I'm going to keep both of these this summer, and then maybe at the end of the summer I'll figure out which one to get rid of, but I'm going to go ahead and declutter this just to cut down a little bit. And then the last two primers I have are this Pores No More or Pore Refining Primer from Dr. Brandt and the Porefessional from Benefit. Oh, this is a hydrating one. I need to try this some more. I forget if I liked it or not. I honestly can't remember. And this little guy I'm just going to get rid of, kind of like what I was saying with the Pore Filling Primer. I have that Dermalogica one that I really like. I now just got this one that I can keep and see if I like it for more hydrating and yet blurring. So I'm just going to declutter it. I honestly never think to try this guy. And then the three left are actually all mixing in two foundations. This one's for darker or olive, honestly. I think it's olive. Yep, olive. This is white, and then this is just a lightener. It's not super white. So I'm going to keep all of them because I'm going to need it to, you know, use on the foundations that are too dark. And it's just great to have on hand. So keeping all of these. Okay, so we are keeping 11, getting rid of 9. I think that's pretty good. I mean, 2 of these I'm currently testing on, and 3 of these honestly aren't even primers. So if we're just counting primers, then I'm only keeping 8 and getting rid of 9. So that's pretty good in my opinion. But yeah, those are my primers. I think this video is long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off here. Thank you so much for watching me declutter my foundations, my concealers, and my primers. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned. I'm gonna be having another installment coming out soon. If you wanna follow me over on Instagram, I'm LadyKatie92. You can check me out over there. And of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up as it helps me in the whole YouTube algorithm. And with all that said, I will see you very soon in my next video. Hand Katie over here. It's always awkward to say goodbye when my face isn't on camera, but anyway, bye.